How do you turn interview questions that are about a setback and discuss it as a potential opportunity? Welcome to video 6 of our 20-part AI feedback Q&A video series. In all these videos, we are going to be following the same process. I'm going to cover a question for a specific role at a specific company. We're going to talk a little bit about the method, how you should tackle this question. I'm going to provide what I think is a good answer. And then on the back end, I'm going to run that answer through my AI practice interviews tool to see how we make a good answer great. So for all these videos, of course, it's a specific question for a specific role and company, but look for the larger themes for how you tackle hypothetical questions in general. And let's start. Let's dive in with this hypothetical question. So if you receive feedback that delivery timelines are consistently not being met, how would you diagnose and address the issue? So again, we're going to go with the role of a supply chain manager at Square. And for the purpose of all these videos, I just want to share with you the job description. I'm going to roll through it. I'm not going to read all the details, but it's just here. So if you do want to read through these details, you can, especially if you're going after a like or similar role and want to see what the requirements are for these types of positions. But for the purpose of our video, it probably doesn't make sense for me to read through all these items. And you can see in this job description, this is quite a bit. So for all hypothetical answers, we want to use the CFAS method. This is clarify, framework, assumption, solution. And this is really our source of truth. We want to utilize all these items to create really great answers. Also, for the purpose of this video, I'm just going to leave this up here so it's something that you can address. I always want you to be able to have this visual to address the method. But let's go ahead and let's dive into a good answer and then find out where we can improve upon this really good answer. So just to get into flow, if you receive feedback that delivery timelines are consistently not being met, how would you diagnose and address the issue? Before diving in, I'd like to ask a few clarifying questions. I want to know, is the problem due to production delays, shipping delays, or both? Have there been recent changes in demand forecasting accuracy, and are the issues more frequent in certain geographical regions? A few items we might want to consider before solving are, we definitely want to look at supplier management, our overall production oversight, absolutely demand forecasting, risk management, and then roll into what are great success metrics. Before solving, let's make a few assumptions based on the job description and the nature of the role within Square's ecosystem. So I'm going to assume internal stakeholders like engineering leads and product managers are heavily reliant on timely deliveries for project timelines. Absolutely. We are going to be employing a hybrid of agile and traditional supply chain management processes to balance flexibility and efficiency. Our sourcing strategies will include diversifying suppliers, investing in technology to improve visibility across the supply chain, and then advanced technologies like AI demand forecasting and blockchain for enhanced transparency in the supply chain are going to be explored. So a good starting point would absolutely be discussing supplier management and production oversight, but is there another area you'd like to focus on first? Okay, focusing on supplier management and production oversight, we can address delivery timeline issues by implementing a multifaceted approach. Firstly, establishing a clear communication protocol with suppliers is critical. This involves regular check-ins, performance reviews, and feedback sessions to identify and address potential delays proactively. Enhancing our relationship with suppliers means we can work collaboratively to solve problems rather than simply enforcing penalties for missed deadlines. Secondly, on the production oversight front, introducing more rigorous on-site quality checks and production monitoring can help identify bottlenecks early. This could involve deploying a team of QA specialists to key supplier sites or utilizing digital tools to track production progress in real time. Now, leveraging technology for better visibility across the production cycle allows us to anticipate delays and adjust schedules accordingly. For instance, IoT devices can provide real-time data on manufacturing progress, while AI algorithms can predict potential delays based on historical data and current trends. Furthermore, strengthening our relationships with suppliers not only involves this regular communication, but also understanding their challenges and their constraints. By offering support in areas where they struggle, such as financing, technology adoption, etc., we can help improve their efficiency, which in turn benefits our supply chain resilience. Now, we could focus more on this supplier management and production oversight pieces. They're both really important. Or we could focus on demand forecasting and risk management. Do you have a preference? Okay, shifting to focus on demand forecasting and risk management, we address the root causes of delivery timeline issues from a strategic perspective. So, accurate demand forecasting is pivotal in ensuring that production schedules are aligned with market needs. By leveraging advanced analytics and ML algorithms, we can refine our forecasting models to better predict fluctuations in demand. So this involves analyzing sales data, market trends, and even social media signals to gauge demand more accurately. In terms of risk management, developing a comprehensive strategy to manage risks associated with supply chain disruptions is essential. This includes diversifying our supplier base to avoid over-reliance on a single source, absolutely establishing contingency plans for critical parts, and maintaining safety stock for high-demand items. Regularly assessing the supply chain for vulnerabilities and conducting what-if scenario planning can also help us prepare for any unforeseen events, minimizing their impact on delivery timelines. Now, incorporating technology plays a significant role here as well. For example, blockchain technology can enhance transparency across the supply chain, making it easier to trace the origin of delays. Additionally, implementing digital twins on the supply chain allows for simulation of different scenarios, helping us identify potential points of failure and allowing preemptive action. By proactively managing these risks and improving our demand forecasting accuracy, we can align our supply chain operations more closely with actual market needs, thus reducing instances of delivery delays. Now, let's focus in on success metrics just to close things out. By focusing in on success metrics and outcomes, it's vital to define and track specific KPIs related to delivery timelines, supplier performance, and risk management effectiveness. Key metrics might include on-time delivery rate, supplier lead time, forecast accuracy, and of course, inventory turnover rates. By setting clear targets and regularly reviewing these metrics, we can identify areas for improvement and gauge the impact of our strategies. Implementing a balanced scorecard approach can provide a holistic view of supply chain health, combining financial, customer, internal process, and learning and growth metrics. And this comprehensive view enables us to make informed decisions that align with our strategic objectives. Additionally, developing a dashboard that provides real-time visibility into these metrics allows for quick identification of issues and an agile response. This could involve integrating data from various sources into a centralized platform where trends can be analyzed and actionable insights can be drawn. I know I'm always going to prompt to this at the end of a hypothetical answer. Hypothetical answers are intended to be collaborative, and it just feels incredibly long when I speak through an answer for this amount of time. But remember, there's some back and forth, there's some breaks. Hopefully it's a little bit more conversational than me just speaking at the camera in these long answers. But this is the type of depth that if we can really dive in, we can provide our interviewer with all these great approaches. And obviously that all starts with the framework and creating that shell and outline to build upon really strong concepts. So I ran this through my tool, and this is some of the feedback I received. So the beginning parts were pretty good. On the assumption side, to improve, try to add more creativity and novelty. For instance, instead of assuming generic use of technology, you could frame it as we are piloting the use of AI in our demand forecasting to reduce variability and improve accuracy. Or we are in the process of implementing a blockchain-based tracking system for enhanced transparency across all stages of our supply chain. These assumptions set the stage for more innovative solutions. And absolutely, the more specific our assumptions, the better. Especially, let's take that second piece. If I was just doubling down on the blockchain, it creates more of a visual environment for our audience and may make them more connected to my answer. So we had some feedback for the first solution. The latter part of your solution regarding offering support to suppliers seems slightly vague. Could you elaborate on the specific ways you might offer this support? For instance, might this involve some form of collaborative problem-solving softwares or financial aid? Okay, so I did mention these items, but yeah, I was looking for a little bit more depth. Solution 2, consider also addressing how you might improve internal processes or adjust timelines and targets to align more with reality besides predicting demand and managing risks. This is a really, really critical data point. Oftentimes when we have a role that has external facing components, we're always thinking about those external demands, those external clients. So always thinking about the internal processes connected to those items also can be really valuable. So that's good feedback. Solution 3, remember that the goal of these tools is not just problem identification or reactive response, but also continuous improvement. Try to address how you would use these metrics to build and evolve a proactive strategy for better managing delivery timelines. So yeah, in my solutioning, I could have been a little bit more clear about specifically that addressing piece. That's the how. The how component is so critical when answering hypothetical questions. So that's also good feedback. And really, when we get into this solution part, I always bring this overview slide back into the doc, is connect it back to the framework and assumptions and detail the actions you would take, and maybe a little bit more on the how. Right here, it's calling me to all those items. So, okay, really good feedback from the AI tool. And our AI tool will be out on February 26th, so we're just a few weeks away from launch. If you haven't signed up yet, you can sign up to be an early adopter at practiceinterviews.com. That guarantees two things. Guarantees that you'll absolutely get a discount when we go into that paid launch. Secondly, we are allowing some of those early adopters onto the tool to test it out for free and potentially give us feedback if you like. Thank you so much. I hope you found this video helpful.